Thank you for your comment, Jeroen. As you can see by that timer, I thought I was live. So let's do that all over again. Okay. Wait, is it starting now? Okay. Hello, everybody. Let me try and repeat everything I just said. So I did forget about sprints. My apologies. Many, many, many thanks to Kitty for reminding me about them. I am still eating at the moment, but I will do so in the first sprint. I am eating a pumpkin flammekuchen, and that was a great idea because I had to, of course, use the oven for an extended period of time in a heat wave. So, I mean, it's not a heat wave; it's like 2 days of heat. I mean, it's not a heat wave, but it certainly feels like it today. Um, but so yeah, not the best choice, but I'm like super behind on my cooking for HelloFresh. So I ate outdoors a little bit too frequently in the past few weeks, and so I've been running behind on the schedule like a few weeks now. But now it's really at like an all-time bad. So next week I will actually not be getting my HelloFresh box, so that I can kind of catch up to it. So this is the last recipe from like past box, and then I can move into the box that was delivered on Wednesday, starting Monday. So yeah, I had to kind of make this one because those are the oldest ingredients in my fridge at the moment, and I didn't want them to go bad. But so yeah, that meant like dying near the oven when I was getting it out of the oven. But so yeah, as you can tell, I am reading Blood Over Bright Haven by ML Wang. I am pretty close, not pretty close to the ending, but I'm pretty far in. I'm like 2/3 of the way in, and I had kind of told myself that I was allowed to play Elden Ring at 8 o'clock tonight, which of course didn't happen because I'm doing sprints at the moment. But I also didn't really manage to do what I set out to do because I told myself like I'm going to allow myself to play Elden Ring if I manage my goals for today. And I have not cleaned the dishwasher, I have not refilled the dishwasher, and I'm not in Blood Over Bright Haven where I was supposed to be. So you guys have sprints instead, and I get to have quite some progress with Blood Over Bright Haven. And maybe I'll also do the dishwasher in one of these sprints, and then I can combine it with the Poison Song, where technically I'm like 5 pages short of the goal. So let's get cracking and let's me finally say hello to all of you guys. So Jeroen, you were not here when I originally made this decision, but I chose book number 2 for you. I don't know whether that's a good choice or not, but I hope you're happy with it. Hey Nathalie, hey Larissa, hey Jeroen, hello Raf. I dived into the kitchen right after you, Cleo, so currently eating, gonna listen to The Psychology of Time Travel tonight. Have you been reading that for a while? I feel like that title has passed all over on Discord quite a while, but maybe you just had selected it back then, or maybe I have no concept of time. Hello, hello, fellow gamers. Hey, Kitty. I just finished dinner, had pasta with Mexican twist. I don't know what I'm going to read now. Um, so you don't have anything going on at the moment, or you're just spoiled for choices? A heat wavelets, yes. I should eat something. We'll stay for the first 2 sprints because my live stream starts at 9 p.m. Ah, yeah, right. Good luck for your live stream later on. Did you pick a book for the third star prompt? No, I haven't because I'm not on that part of the board yet. So I know what I want to fit there, but we'll have to see what I roll when I get to that section of the board. I have rolled for potentially the second star prompt. I just have to figure out if the book that I want to read fits that prompt. If not, I'm going to have to use that prompt for something else and then roll again until I get a prompt that actually works with the second star prompt. I will have dinner now too, and I really need sprints for Rune of Kings. I have no idea what is happening, but I like it. Are you in a section of the book that takes place in like a, I don't know if it's like a memory or whether there's like some sort of a projection into a different part of the world or something like that? I don't actually remember what's the plot is that leads to that chapter, but there's like one or maybe two super confusing chapters somewhere in the middle. I'm reading it for about a week now, which feels like ages for me, but I sent a picture when the last star prompt was released because I was unsure about the bird. Okay, yeah, that's why it's been a while already. Yeah. I'll do some research. Research. Yeah, I have like a painful thing on my tongue somewhere. It hurts me when I get my tongue against my teeth, and I apparently just speak differently to try and avoid it, and then I just lisp. I'll do some research reading for the War on Dan Brown because I finished The Bright Sword an hour ago and want to wait before the next fiction book. Nice. I have too much going on reading wise, but are we surprised? I could read Lightlark for Start Prompt 3, Court of Wanderers, Camp Damascus, or The City of Dusk. I don't know many of them. Actually, the only one that I really know is The City of Dusk. I have heard some of the other titles, but I actually have no idea what they are. I'm currently at the point where Talon reveals some things about her. Thanks. I know you have to be vague. I'm like, oh, right. That thing. There are many things that Talon could have revealed about her, but because I don't remember when she reveals what, I also cannot say anything because I'm like, about herself. Camp Damascus. Ruff is very excited about Camp Damascus, so I think you have to go for Camp Damascus. Clear it. Larissa is going for it, Ruff. With Ola after killing lots of people in the Velvet House thingy. Yeah, again, I'm still not entirely sure what she reveals at that point in time. I think it might be what I have in mind, but I'm also not going to say that. Like, honestly, the first thing we learn about her. Reading ain't time for that. It movie catch up time. Nice. And that would actually also be really nice. I've actually started watching a show because like an article crossed my timeline of a show that's now nominated for the Emmys that apparently was like like how did they say that, snubbed in previous editions of the Emmys, which is called Reservation Dogs. And it's about these four Native American kids who kind of get up to no good, and it's like a comedy series. And I've watched the first two episodes now, and I'm actually really enjoying that. Hello, happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Barbora? Are you back from your holidays, or you're still traveling around? Camp Damascus is really fun, and I'll be reading the new Chuck Tingle tomorrow. Don't know that guy, Chuck Tingle. It is a funny last name though. English last names. I do the UK and Irish market at work, and I get a lot of fun last names in that job to read. I am watching Love Lies Bleeding. Oh, really? Oh, where are you watching it? You can watch it online. Because I'm kind of interested in it, but I'm not entirely sure. But then on the other hand, because like seeing the trailer didn't fully convince me, but I have like seen a lot of it in the lead up to it, and I was excited for it. But then I saw the trailer and I was like, not entirely sure that I want to give that one like a go in the cinema. But then it was also in the list of like the best movies out in the first half of the year, which then made me go, okay, maybe I should give it a chance. It's just that it kind of reminds me a little bit of a movie that I did see earlier this year. It was another lesbian movie that was like a road trip movie, and that I didn't enjoy. And so, for some stupid, annoying, probably homophobic reason, I am like, oh, because I didn't like the one lesbian movie, now I'm not gonna like the other one. Like, what a stupid reasoning is that? But yeah, the trailer didn't really appeal, and so now I'm hesitating. But if I can watch it from home, I might. Chuck Tingle wrote a lot of very interesting books. Just give it a Google. Okay, I'll do that. Chuck Tingle is the author of Camp Damascus and all the queer. Oh, okay, and all the queer dinosaur erotica you ever wanted to read. The name is a pseudonym, though. True, but like if it's erotica, then that doesn't surprise me because all of those names are just like. This one is actually very tame compared to like I saw a name once which was like All Holes, and then what is another one like TK Love or something like that, which is also pretty tame, of course, but there are some names in there that you're like, okay. Still traveling, still in Norway for 9 more days. Today it was really hot, sunny at 25 degrees. Yeah. Hopefully there was some wind, which can make it feel like less hot. Do we know the last star prompt? Yes, the last star prompt. I want to say 2 hours ago, maybe even more at this point in time. So you can go and watch that. Or if you want somebody to spoil it for you, you can ask for it in Discord as well. And somebody can spoiler tag it. Settled on Jeremy Coret's Richard King, Selling Spirituality, the Silent Takeover of Religion. Nice. It's 31 degrees here, and I went to the library. Although I was there for only 10 minutes because they don't have AC, I still managed to pick up 13 books. So I guess I already picked my TBR for next month. I cannot carry 13 books, so I'm safe from that type of catastrophe in any case. Okay. For me, Netherlands, it is available on Prime Video. I have Prime, so I'll check that out. It might also be available for me then, or it will be annoying because the Belgium Prime is super annoying, and it might be the case that it's only on there in French. In which case, I'm gonna be very annoyed. But so let's go into the first 40-minute sprint and see you guys later. Hello, how did we all do? I think I read about 30 pages in my book, and I'm very curious to see where it's going because to some extent I had like an idea of what the plan might be, and the plan would be very violent, but it seems like maybe I'm wrong about that, so I'm eager to see what the actual plan is going to be. So I checked. It appears as if it is available, but then when I click on it, it just says this content or whatever is currently not available. So I unfortunately cannot watch it on Prime. Hey, Evka, just got home and saw you were sprinting. Yes, very impromptu. I was luckily reminded of the fact that I had promised to do sprints. Read the introduction, so 30 pages, I guess. Yeah, so more or less the same. Made good progress, 1 hour and 15 minutes left. Nice. Cleaned up the kitchen and read 20-ish pages. Yeah, that should also be my next sprint. I did go and I finished my dinner, put the plate in the kitchen and made myself a gin and tonic, but I wasn't really feeling like doing the cleanup yet, so should do that in the next sprint, so that it gets done and I don't have to do that, like don't have to have that be like the final thing that I do. Love impromptu sprints. Nice. I had dinner and also read about 20 pages. Oh, and a cheap pizza, so the whole food thing is taken care of. Nice. Pizza. I mean, to some extent, Flammkuchen feels similar to pizza, but and it was really, really delicious. Like one of the better success stories from HelloFresh. But I'm also really craving a pizza. At one point, I've had a few times in which I was like, can I just like order a pizza?" And then be like, "No, don't do that. You have your HelloFresh to catch up to." So, but normally, but next Sunday is when I will have caught up to the HelloFresh meals, and so maybe I can have a pizza then. Though I'm also having lunch with my parents then, so it might be like too heavy. But yeah, I mean, it seems perfect because then it'll be qualifications for gymnastics. So I'll be watching TV all day long. So it'll be nice to eat a pizza. And that is actually what I need to check now because the Belgian women will be streaming their sort of like last preparation session tonight. Originally, it was going to be live, but then they canceled it being live, and they're just going to do it over live stream. I'm assuming it said something like for medical precautions, which I assume means that they want to avoid like the possibility of a COVID contagion or something like that this close to the Olympics. Where am I gonna find that? On the Gym Fed account, I guess. So they start somewhere between 8 and 9. Uh, okay. Yeah, at 8 exactly. Okay. So should have a live stream pop up in my subscription very soon. Stupid geo restriction. Hell, it is the reason I just download anything I can't watch legally. Yeah. Like with Netflix, I changed the language to English and then I was able to watch a lot more. But yeah, changing the country would also be nice, or indeed, just the fact that it wouldn't have these geo restrictions. I'm kind of curious about the difference. Is it maybe just not in cinemas in the Netherlands? Is that the reason why Prime has been able to release it there, whereas here it cannot yet because it's still in cinemas, maybe? The promised storm is about to start. Wind is starting now, and gray skies. Yeah, I don't really have a view. Yeah, no, it's definitely still pretty okay over here. Should be a drop in temperature soon. Yeah, I think tomorrow should also see a drop in temperature over here already. As far as I'm aware, people were saying to me that like Friday and Saturday would be the warm days this week, and that's it's not like it's going to be like really bad ready tomorrow, but that like definitely on Monday there will be like a bigger drop in temperature compared to the current temperatures. But yeah, my cat is over there enjoying. Buffy was in my arms enjoying. Buffy also threw up during the sprints, in case you were interested. And Buffy has developed a very annoying new habit of peeing in my shoes. So, gotta love cats, right? So, yeah, I have some shoes that I had to clean out earlier today. So, I have to now think of this when I remove my shoes, that I have to put them somewhere where a cat is not able to pee into them. I don't know whether you guys have cats that do weird stuff like that. It's like sometimes she had this time in which she was peeing in the shower, so that's when I started closing the bathroom, and then sometimes she pees in the spare bedroom, and then I put aluminum foil all over the bed so that she could no longer do it. And then last week, a pillow fell down on the floor there, so she peed on that pillow. And I was like, why? Why are you doing this? What is the reasoning? Why are you doing this? Because, like, for months, she did not do this at all. So it's clearly not like she doesn't seem to have an actual issue with her litter box, but for some reason, sometimes she cannot keep herself from it. I'm gonna assume that this is not a sort of like revenge act against me, but maybe sort of like missing me, the peeing in the shooting. Just grab some more ice cream. Oh no, cat pee is the worst. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to record a video for the Bright Sword during the next sprint. Nice. Yeah, like that. I mean, if it's a short one, because you have your live show in less than an hour at this point in time. Maybe you can use old shoes you don't use anymore, so she can use those. Yeah, I don't want to encourage peeing in the shoes in any case. So yeah, one of them was actually pretty old shoe, which I wore because she had peed in the other shoe. Bussy had a phase where she peed into one of her pillows, and after a while I removed it, and she never peed anywhere again apart from the litter box. Yeah, sometimes she does. So I just need to avoid any possible opportunities for her. But then, yeah, some stuff just happens. Like that pillow. It was lying somewhere else, and then it fell on the floor. I guess maybe she pulled it off at one point. Um, and the bathroom, she definitely doesn't have access to except if I'm there, because she's also obsessed with drinking from the shower. So she will slip into the bathroom, but then like I'm there, so I can kind of keep an eye on what she's doing there. But so yeah, this is a very annoying habit that I hope I can find a way around, or that I can just avoid happening again. Maybe I should just get rid of some shoes, because the fact that there are shoes on the floor means that I don't have enough space to keep all my shoes. Cats are a-holes who will never truly understand them. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But she is pretty much an a-hole, but usually not towards me. Usually it's like she's an a-hole towards Fate. Maybe this is revenge for, because I actually accidentally punched her about a week ago. Like I was sitting down, I was moving something, I was sitting on something, and I was moving it out from underneath me, and so my hand slipped when when I got it out from there. And of course, at that exact time, Buffy jumped onto the sofa directly in the line of my hand, and so it connected pretty heavily. And I was like, "No, Buffy, shit!" I was like, "Please, don't fear me. Don't be angry. I didn't intend it." But maybe this is just elaborate revenge for that moment. That's why we want to make the rest of the world miserable too. I am wondering if there's something about Gamenightathon that I can ask you guys. Hmm, maybe what's like your favorite prompts this time around? so I can kind of take note. What are the prompts that you enjoy more as well? Like, do you enjoy more the ones that are like super easy to fill, that like you don't have to go too specific for example, like an under 300-page book that you can find 20,000 things that fit that? Or are you more intrigued by having prompts like the tavern or bar one, where you kind of have to go and look for them? Or is it a mix that you find interesting? I think what prompts have I had so far this month? I had the LGBTQIA plus one, right? What did I read my first book for? Ah, yeah, so it was an evil character and out of my comfort zone. Hated that one. Then I had the LGBTQIA plus. Then what is the third thing that I read? It's a big book. Ah, yeah, The Labyrinth's Heart, of course. Randomized. I've had quite a few randomized. This is my second. I've had the second randomized later in the month as well. And then now, what am I reading for genre blends? Randomized again. What is Blood Over? Why am I reading Blood Over Brighthaven? I also allowed you to choose that one, right? Or no, it was another poll and you didn't choose it. So what am I reading Blood Over Brighthaven for? Ah, favorite author, right? All right, the crazy cat lady thing. Yes, 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 the world domination. I like a mix, and also ones you could possibly stretch. I mean, you can always stretch. You can almost always stretch. Like, I guess it's somewhat more difficult to stretch like a bar slash tavern one if there's really nothing that has to do with like the hospitality services. Then yes, it's impossible to stretch that in that case. But like, I think quite a lot of things can be stretched to an extent. I like the prompts that are more open because it gets difficult with the page count and the cover color when you don't have a huge TBR that is hard. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing that to myself, of course, because I also don't have a huge TBR. And I now need to actually see, because I just rolled for another prompt, and so potentially I can use a tavern or bar one, but I have to figure out whether this book has a tavern or bar scene in it, which in this case is still somewhat easy to figure out because it is a graphic novel. But otherwise, how would you know? With a huge TBR, it's still hard if it doesn't fit anything properly. Yeah. Can't wait to read my book for evil character, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. Hope to start it after the weekend. Didn't somebody, Larissa, are you the one who read this book? Or was it you who tried to fit this into another prompt earlier? Is this why this title rings a bell? I did that one too. It was lots of fun. You mean that book or that prompt? Because the evil character is I know it isn't necessarily the star prompt, because the star prompt is from the perspective of, but the other one is also criminals. Either one of those. I'm always going into books blind, so I don't know what is happening in a book, like if there's a barting in it, so that's more difficult. Yeah, in those cases, the barting, of course, there are certain books that definitely have that sort of like premise. But it can be more difficult, of course, not knowing anything about a book. But I feel like if it isn't in a premise, it's just like a small scene here or there, which, of course, you cannot really know in advance. But even, I guess, with something like Name of the Wind, I'm not entirely sure whether it's like this described in the premise that the entire thing is narrated by a guy who's sitting in a bar. Um, I like the mix. The harder ones make it more challenging, so increase my interest, but only harder ones would be frustrating and I would possibly lose the joy. Yeah. So great you enjoyed that book, Kitty. Yes. So I don't know if she's getting her revenge, at least she's still allowing me to pet her and she still wants my attention. Yeah. I avoid the bar tavern prompts like the plague. Yeah, I'll have to check through the book to see if it potentially has that. And otherwise, I'm gonna have to use either a different prompt or a different book. But this is my star prompt book, so I'm hoping to be able to start that one soon. Um, the second star prompts, and so it would be ideal if I can use that. But yeah, I have no idea whether it's in there. Hopefully you like it too. So yes, the book then. Me too, Larry. So yeah, these prompts are of course a little bit more difficult because I think the more niche ones in the other colors are more easy. It's the animals one and the criminals one. Um, the tavern or bar one was just really like me being like, I want a setting based prompt, and this is what my brain came up with. I meant a book. It was the one with the villain trials and time travel. Nice. Villain trials. Nice. Ow. My one complaint about summer when you're wearing shorts is that cat claws really are an issue at that point in time. Ow. Stop walking into my headset. So Fate is also lying on my leg, so my leg will be full of tiny cat scratches, I guess, very shortly. I could have done the rafting and gotten a beer as well, but I only have one beer left. I mean, no, I have two, I guess. I have one beer that I actually like, because unlike most Belgians, I don't like beer. So the only beer that I really like is Kriek, which is a fruit beer. But I also have like a Duvel, I think, or something like that, which I got with HelloFresh once. It's very annoying when they give you beer. Pussy's claws get through pretty much anything. Yeah, these cats as well. Like, their claws are the worst. They're always stuck on stuff. Like Fate was like leaning against the side of the sofa earlier with her front paws, and then she couldn't get off again because she was stuck. They're always stuck all the time. This entire sofa is filled with these tiny little threads of the cover that have come out because they're always stuck. So initially I was like, I bought these new covers for my sofa because, yeah, the sofa didn't look good anymore. And I was like, it looks really nice. Um, and this I can wash and stuff like that, so it'll be easier with the cats. And it's still, of course, easier. I can still wash it, but it's like, why does it look so bad now? Because all these stupid strings are out. By the way, I put on Discord what was confusing about Ruin of Kings. How far have you? I've finished the series, but I would actually like to jump on when you guys are going to do the final book, because I've only read the final book once, and I feel like the final book is the one that I didn't like. I have very little memory of what happened in the final book at this point in time, so I would like to reread the final book. So let me tag me when you guys are going to the final one. I was going to look something up and now I don't remember what I was going to look up. I've stuck to water today. I'll start with beer either for the video or the stream in 45 minutes. Yes, I will be jumping into some water as well later today because I had some water earlier today because I basically woke up with a headache, probably dehydration. But then in the afternoon, I had to go for a coffee because I was like, I'm falling asleep here. I need that coffee that I wasn't allowed to have in the morning because I felt dehydrated. Sometimes beer can make for cooking, but I rarely drink it, which would surprise most Dutchies too. I don't even cook with beer, but I feel like most beer cooking recipes are meat based. Though I'm pretty sure you can probably also make some sort of a lentil stew with some beer in it. But I haven't come across one. Oh, fun. I'm intrigued to see how long it'll take me to get to the last book. Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely say like the second book is the least the least solid one in the series. It has tavern or bar scene, but that one is the least solid one, and I'm always waiting for the moment in which Becca from Becca and the Books will pick this series back up, because after the second one, she hasn't picked it up again because she disliked the second one, but the third one is the best one. The third and the fourth one are my favorites in the series, and the fifth one, I guess I will have to reread it to find out. Finish the Course of Dragons like last month. Nice. I'm not a beer drinking person either. I do have white wine and apple cider in the fridge still. Making me jealous there, because I was supposed to go to the supermarket today to get white wine and some snacks. But in the end, I was too lazy, and so I decided that I would not go for white wine. But there is a dangerous possibility, like not dangerous, but with my HelloFresh box, they delivered a little bottle of white wine to use in a recipe, which I could, of course, if I really wanted to, drink and then buy new wine during the week. Well, we'll see whether I cross that bridge. The second one is different characters, right? I think I heard about that. Partly, but most of the second book indeed focuses on like the flashback sequences. Like for anybody who doesn't know, A Course of Dragons basically is you have some characters in the beginning, like in the first book, you have two characters who are having a conversation with one another, and they recall past events to kind of see, like, explain how they got to that point in time. And so both characters explain the story, but from a different point in time, from a different starting point. Second book does more or less the same thing, and indeed the points that we are seeing in the past are different characters, and those actions take place more or less simultaneously with the actions of the other characters in book one. So it's more sort of like book one is our big introduction into the character of Kieran, and book two is our big introduction into this other character. And then from that point onwards, they there we have like the full cast, and like their storylines continue on from there. But doesn't mean that the characters that we met in book one will not be making an appearance in book two. Bridges are for burning after crossing. I forgot the spelling, but Kieran still appears. They just introduce new people, right? Yeah, exactly. It's intriguing for sure. Yeah, definitely. And I will say, like, they use that structure a few times, and it definitely works the best in book one. But I mean, I still enjoyed it, and I felt like it was also kind of like tongue in cheek, like keeping up with that structure after a while. Like, it was just like continuing the structure because it was such a gimmick at that point, but like very much aware of the fact that it was a gimmick. And then it starts to do something differently in book four as well with that structure. But so yeah, let's go into another sprint. See you guys in 40. Hello. How did you all do? I am I have just crossed the 400 page mark, just more or less what I thought I would be doing today. Let's see if that would be enough for the 75% that I wanted to get to today. Uh, 400 and well, if I finish this chapter, which I have like 2 pages to do, 405. That will be 78%. So, yes, if I finish this chapter next sprint, then I will have reached my reading goals for today, especially since I'll also be listening to one more chapter of the Poison Song in that sprint to do the dishwasher part. And then I will have really gotten to all of my reading goals because I was like a few pages shy on the Poison Song. So, good reading day. That means that tomorrow I should be able to finish Blood Over Bright Haven and get some progress in the Poison Song, though I don't necessarily need to finish that one tomorrow. Finish the book that gets me to the star prompts and potentially read something else still. We'll see. Because I also need to do some filming because I don't have a sit down video yet for next week. And wait, where are we? Love that this chapter is called Family Reunion. It's going as well as one would expect. Yes, that family is very messed up, so it is definitely going very well, I assume. Uh, all right, Raf is off to start his live stream. Thanks for the sprints and have fun. I hope you had fun. I mean, you're not here anymore, but started Godzilla -1. I also kind of still want to watch that one. Chatted with some friends on Discord for a moment and then continued listening. A bit less than 1 hour left now. Nice. Had a cleaning sprint, folded some laundry, did the dishes, and cleaned up a bit. Nice. Good production. Good production. That's not how you say that. Good productivity or whatever. Again, about 20 pages. I'm really slow with this, but it is a great read. Yeah, I really loved A Course of Dragons. I've read 48 pages. How do you like the Poison Song? With this entire series, I like it, but I don't love it. I like it, but I'm not fully sold on it. So, yeah, it's a little bit sad to that extent because I cannot pinpoint anything that's like not working for me with it, but it's just a series that kind of doesn't linger with me, doesn't make me think many things. So it's just a series that I'm enjoying the ride on, which no offense to that, that's also good. But it's just like I wish I loved it more. I'm just like okay with it at this point in time, I guess. Also opened up the apple cider. Nice. If I read any more this month, it will be chill. I already finished 11 books this month. Nice. Yeah, I definitely didn't get that much yet. I finished 3, I think, so far, and then I'm currently reading 3 others, which will get it to 6, I guess. No, I finished 4, maybe. But the good thing is that Blood Over Bright Haven is the oldest book on my TBR. It's the one book that has been on there for more than 300 pages, 300 days. Though there is another book that will also reach that threshold pretty shortly. But so it is the oldest book on there. Finishing that one will bring the average down a lot, I assume. So that's a good thing. And it's a book that I've been meaning to read that I wanted to prioritize. That now I'm like, why didn't I prioritize this? Because this one definitely is working very well for me. About 25 pages read, still not liking it, but struggling through it. Luckily, this forces me to continue with it and cross it off either tonight or tomorrow. About 60 pages left after next sprint. Nice. It'll be 40. It's probably not going to be one of my favorite series of all times, but I do love the enemy and the world. I like the world a lot. The world building is very unique and atmospheric. Uh, and the enemy, I find the enemy to be very frustrating, I guess. So far, me and you are so similar with the readathon success, but if you finish those 3 books, I will disappear in the rearview mirror. Nice. But you might catch up again later, you know. I just have like the three big clusters that I'm tackling now, and so with those done, I can go for a little bit more like shorter stuff. I originally had plans to like during this weekend try and see if I can do some like 1 and 2 space clusters, which it doesn't look like that is going to I mean, that's definitely not going to happen anymore this weekend, unless maybe one or so. So maybe I'll make a thing of it throughout the week, or maybe it just won't happen at all. But there's a 2 space cluster that can earn me like 9 bonus points, so it would be nice to still get that one done. I'm not sure how much later there will be after Rune of Kings. Yeah, I mean, but you can continue reading and rolling other stuff during the Rune of Kings, unless it's like really gonna block the board for you. As long as you have direct access to any of the other clusters, you can log those before logging the Rune of Kings. It's just that if it's your way to get to another cluster, you cannot log that cluster. But for example, I have so the plan was in if I do them in order of roles, I would have to finish Blood Over Bright Haven and the Poison Song before I can count my third book. But Blood Over Bright Haven already leads me up to the cluster that is that third book, so I don't have to wait until I finished the Poison Song in order to count the third book, because I already have access to it from the Blood Over Bright Haven, for example. So I'm actually looking at the longer clusters towards the second half. There aren't that many. It's mainly like 4 space clusters and then that one 5 space cluster. Because in I should still try to fit Navola in, which is the buddy read I was going to do with Ruff, even though he has already finished it at this point in time. And actually, talking about that, I should look up how many pages that book has, because I have no idea, and so I'm also never taking it into account. So it has almost 600 pages, so it'd have to be that 5 space cluster over there, which I'm not even sure I'm going to get to. But that is a wide cluster, and Navola is like a book with a very wide cover. Now, I don't want to read too much at once. Yeah, also get that. I will do that with Ship of Destiny, though. That one is out of the way, and I will log it when the month is over, when I'm hopefully more than 600 pages in. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I could also still do that. Like, I've been reading Kushiel's Mercy. I started that before the month, and I read some bits of it. And I could potentially also just try to make sure that I get another 100 pages in that one done throughout this month to count it for a 1 space cluster somewhere. Without necessarily, like finishing it within the month, just getting like 100 pages progress in it, or 200, depending on what prompt I roll. And then I also read like 100 pages in The Glass Throne, and to be fair, to some extent, I kind of want to continue that book, even though it irks and annoys me. There's just like something about these types of storylines that makes me want to know what happens. We should log in the order of the roles, though, right? In principle, you should. Yes, in principle you should. Yes, let me not be blasphemous here, and let me say yes. I'll first try to read all the prep read books before adding some new books, looking at both star prompts for this readathon. Yeah. Have you, like, these star prompts don't work for your prep reading, I guess? Like the second one didn't, right? But did the third one in the end work with one of your prep read books or not? I haven't rolled for Ship of Destiny, it's just my monthly audiobook. Yeah, that was like I was very happy when I rolled Genre Blend, even though it's the one that I kind of like forgot to film for, because then I was like, oh, I can count Poison Song for that. I'm sure it will fit later. Yeah, I'm sure that this will be relatively easy to fit in into a prompt somewhere. I mean, I'm also kind of stretching with Blood Over Bright Haven by calling it a favorite author when I've only read one book by her. Hoping for another one. Wait. The roll one. Yeah, I would like for my star prompt to roll a 1 or a 6, unless the book that I have in mind actually fits that tavern or barn prompt, which means that I could use it for that. I've forgotten the other options actually. What were the other options? It was red cover for the black cluster and new to you author. And in principle, yeah, right. I just mentioned that in my vlog actually, that I could potentially use that new to you author to count the glass throne. Um, so if it doesn't have a bar tavern scene, I'll do that, I guess, and I'll roll again and hope for better results. They both are new books. I have about 6 books left from the prep read list. Forgot how many you prep read. Was it like 9 or was it even more? I like the in principle, but I'm mostly the one sticking to all the rules strictly anyway, so I'm not gonna stretch that. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I've been updating my board on the app, on the Canva app, quite frequently, even though I haven't finished these books yet. But I'm like, oh, but and after that I can do that, and after that I can do that. Like, stop looking ahead so much, because it's just like after a while it will just make me feel as if I'm going nowhere, because then I'll just run into the I haven't rolled that roll yet, and I don't want to roll too far ahead of time neither, because then I lose the sort of excitement of getting to roll again when I'm close to finishing a book. But I have actually managed to completely avoid columns up until this point. And it's actually only when I finish the Poison Song that I'll finally get a column bonus. So I'm very much looking forward to finally getting some bonus points soon, rather than just have the points for the spaces. And actually, I'm now wondering, but I don't think, because I'm now wondering whether I shouldn't have put like more research into the book cover match thingy, because I have always logged them as non-matching, but perhaps there were actually some editions out there that would have matched. 12 books prep reads, already added an extra one for the first star prompt. Nice. I really want to reach positive points before the end of the month. The minus points are truly evil. I know. And like the whole concept of like the average, the highest average points, while to some extent it's an equalizer with the negative points, I think you will always be out of the running until you get to the positive points. Because even if you divide it by the amount of books you've read, so even if you just get to -1, somebody who has a positive point balance will always have a higher point score than you if you don't get to the positive points. And you're going for the logging everything at the end of the month strategy. Jeroen as well, indeed. Same here, probably going to log them last minute. You guys, this is our strategy, right? Not letting us know how far you are, not letting us know whether you're competition or not. I mean, I am definitely, first of all, aiming to not win, but I'm also definitely like, it's not like I'm holding myself back. It's more like, yeah, I mean, I would have never been able to win this, I think. Who knows? The average one, because that one I calculated at the end of the month. That one we don't have a view of in the app at the moment. So who knows? Maybe I'm actually doing surprisingly well there. But yeah, the overall one, definitely not. There are some people who've been able to cross off a lot of spaces already. Ooh, I'm no competition. I'm taking this round very chill. my my only comparison is Cleo. All the other people read too much, then I just feel defeated. We're kind of the middle of the thing, I think, right? There are also people who have lower points than us, so we're the middle ground there. Where are you again? Kitty, kitty, kitty. There you are. Oh yeah, we are indeed like exactly at the same points. We are a match for one another, and we have read or logged the same amount of books as well. So we are exactly equal to one another. I don't mind sharing, not the competitive type. I am quite competitive, I must admit. I can drop a picture of the board so far, did draw it on paper to track where I am and what I can read next. Oh, definitely feel free to. Everybody. I like seeing like the board itself. If there was a way for me to kind of like have you guys update a board somewhere live rather than just like log a book, that would actually be perfect. I would love that much more than to do it like this, but I think aside from like building a website or something for it, there's probably not really an easy way to do that. And building a website is something that I've never done, so that would not be an easy solution for me at all. But that would be nice. I like seeing the boards and like the different routes that people have gone, the different choices that they've made. I already find it fun to see it in Kitty's vlog, for example, to see the choices that she had made, like which cluster she had decided on. I went playing mini golf with some colleagues this week, all very competitive, and somehow I managed to win, and I was so shocked. Still sure there must have been a counting mistake. I'm so behind, still way too many minus points. Yes, yes, the minus points. And I'm always wondering if there's some sort of a way to try and minimize the impact of the amount of books that you read. So if somebody has a better idea about how I could do that, or how I could make this potentially team based to result in more of an equal distribution, let me know. Because I already tried to make it more so by adding the negative points for like reading too many pages and stuff like that. But that, of course, works against both big readers and small readers. And by having the sort of like average points per person, but that still is going to benefit people who read more because they are able to get more of the bonus points. I've read the books I planned so far. I would if if I read the books I planned so far, I would have read 10 books. So how much did you read in the end? Yeah, I think I'm actually quite okay in terms of like my small sort of TBR that I set for myself. I think the majority of them I have been reading. So let's see. Currently reading way too much, but some of them are just um, like I'm not really proceeding in them. So I'm basically reading three at a time, and then I have three on my list of sort of like books I still want to get into this month. Two of which would fit one of those star prompts. Uh, I actually like that it's not team based. There's already so many team based readathons. It's true. I also like that it's not team based, but I would like for it to be more equal. But I guess that's why I also have the lottery edition, because the lottery one is equal. There is like you can increase your chances, but still there's a big possibility that the person who wins is not the person who has read the most. It's still very much up to chance. And I would like to get a little bit more of that into this one. Or like I've also played with the idea of sort of like difficulty levels of having people kind of decide on the amount of pages that would count for one cluster based on how much they read. But I'm never like, I've never really fully embraced what I should do to make it like that, that it's more of an equal thing between people who read more, who read less. So far 7 and almost done with book 8. Well, that's nice. It's already quite a lot as well. As I said, I've read 3 and hoping to finish number 4 tomorrow at least. And then it might go fast because the first star prompt is is also a graphic novel. The one that you did for the poll just now is a graphic novel, which I've also almost fully finished. So yeah, I could potentially be rising in the ranks very soon, Kitty. I'll leave you in the dust. I will swap to Ship of Destiny now and do the dishes. Nice. Yeah, I will also unload the dishwasher after finishing this chapter. So yeah, see you guys in 40. This will be the final sprint. So we'll have a small chatty bit after that. But this is your final reading sprint for the night. Hello, welcome back. I unloaded the dishwasher, reloaded the dishwasher, finished my chapter of Blood over Bright Haven, finished another chapter of the Poison Song, and now I'm reading another chapter of the Poison Songs because I still had like a bit left in the sprint. So I'll just make sure to finish this chapter. Still have like some 8 minutes to listen to. And so I will be ending on page 370 with a little under 200 pages to go in that one. But how do you guys do? I dropped a picture. Yes, I saw. Good progress. I like dust is fine. I'm done reading this book is sucking the remaining energy and enjoyment out of me. Oh, I hope you like are at the page count that you need, or otherwise that you can maybe read something else and just give up on this one. Hopefully Monday with new sprints I can finish it. Need some other better book to get me going again. This is one to get you into a reading slump. Not good. I also took care of all the dishes and listened to the Ship of Destiny. These characters drive me up the wall. Yeah. And then there is still the one character that I absolutely hate. But I'm actually curious to see. Can I ask that here? Probably not. Should ask it in the Discord. I walked for 1.5 kilometers and listened to a bit more. The mystery is slowly getting unveiled. Nice. Didn't read, just watched some TV. Hopefully tomorrow I will get some more reading done. Hey, watching TV is also fine. My HelloFresh came in, so put that away and unloaded the dishwasher. I've read 30 pages now. I have only 44 pages left. So after sprints, I am going to take a shower and then finish it. Nice. Part of me was wondering whether I was able to whether I was going to be able to finish Blood over Bright Haven within these sprints. But that's just me being overly ambitious about my own reading pace. Because my initial idea was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely get to that like 400-page mark if I still have sprints to get to. But who knows? Maybe I can even finish it. To be fair, I didn't read in it in the third sprints. So I could have probably gotten like some 30 further pages into it, but even then I was definitely wasn't going to be finishing it in these sprints. But so yeah, I have like 110 pages to go or so in this one after these. So tomorrow, so yeah, that one is definitely going to be finished tomorrow. Nice. So that one will earn me some points. No negative points because it's 517 pages, but maybe I don't actually remember what my cumulative page count is. Maybe it will like push me over the edge and incur a negative point after all. Right now, it's Cyrilla I want to shake. I honestly don't really have much memory of this character. I'm really trying to kind of remember who it is, but I really don't have much memory. So whenever you're discussing her in the Discord, I'm like, who is this character? Just popping in to say hi before you finish. Hey Femke, how are you doing? Hello Femke, indeed. By the way, I got quite some comments on my vlog. What a cool readathon ID this is, and I agree. Oh, that's nice. That's good to hear. Technically, I've read enough, but that is with prep reading counted into that number. Otherwise, I'll have 50 pages, 50 pages left. See, this is why you shouldn't prep read. If you wouldn't have prep read, you could have DNF at this point in time. But you know, the prep reading happened in a different month, so you cannot put it down at this point in time. I mean, you can be. Let's be clear on that. You can always put your book down. It's just a matter of like weighing the joy of putting this book down against the fact that you will have read pages that you then cannot count. So yeah, I did also continue with the glass throne until I got to page 100, even though now I'm kind of curious about potentially picking it back up and seeing a little bit further of what took place in it. So but yeah, I still haven't checked whether that star prompt book could potentially fit the tavern or barn prompts. Because if it doesn't, then I can fully commit to using that role for the glass throne. In which case, I need to read a little bit further into it. I'm not entirely sure actually. Let's see. Story graph. How many pages am I into the glass throne? I am 116 pages into it, but those pages just fly by like crazy, so. Hello indeed. Isn't Cyrilla the courtesan of that pirate? Is her name Cyrilla? Okay, then I do know who that is. I'm honestly just very warm at this point. Ugh, get you. Like, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna wear shorts and a t-shirt all day, but I don't know whether it's probably not this t-shirt, but I kind of feel like, whoa, this t-shirt is so warm, but it's probably just overall warmness of the outside that has come in. But yeah, it should be gone soon again. Which is like, I know a lot of people be like, stop complaining about the weather, it's finally good weather. But I really have not been complaining about the weather. I really like the summer we've had so far. Cyrilla is a companion of the satrap. Yeah, I assumed based on your comments, but I really cannot remember that character all that well. The expert for Bingtown. See, I read and it disappears straight away. I think I need to read every book like 5 times before I finally remember it. Or like, I should do what I used to do when I was a teenager, except now I don't do that anymore because I feel like I need to spend my energy on reading new books. Or when I was a teenager or even in my early 20s, I was just constantly rereading certain scenes from books. Like the scenes that, like are the ones that, like you're turning the pages for that have certain emotions. And then so I would see a certain scene in a movie, for example, which would remind me of something that I'd read in a book, and then I would just like go through the book looking for that scene again and rereading it. I wrote some more about why I'm at right now in the Discord of Jolene, because I read your comments about Course of Dragons, but so you also wrote a little bit more about Ship of Destiny. Is that the name? Yeah, that is the name, right? For the third one, Ship of Destiny. But yeah, I think unless you guys have something you still want to share with me, that I'm going to be rounding off these sprints here. I had a really productive day reading wise, and that is basically what I went into this weekend with, thinking reading, productivity, and cleaning. And the cleaning part we may not have been super productive in today, but there's always still tomorrow, right? So I don't know how many pages I read overall, but I think it might be over 200 pages today, which I'm very happy with. And yeah, oh wait. Oh no, you forgot one of the 600 characters from Realm of the Elderlings, the horror, exactly. But I've only read the first 6 books, so I haven't met all 600 characters yet. You are welcome for the sprints. You are welcome, and definitely thank you for reminding me because it had really just completely disappeared from my mind. I think on Friday while at work, I did still think of like, okay, when am I going to do them? And thinking like, I'm not going to do them on Friday because I go swimming on Friday, so it's like I'm going to be like super tired after that and maybe fall asleep during sprints. And then it just disappeared again. I made the weekend click, and apparently this information disappeared when I made the click from weekends from week Clio to weekend Clio. You're more than welcome. But with that, I'm going to end these sprints. Thank you guys for being here. Good luck for the remainder of Gamenightathon. We have like after today we'll have some 10 days or so, 10, 11 days to go. So there's still a fair bit of a month left. You can still definitely make quite some progress. So let's see each other again in Discord. I'm not sure whether I will maybe also do some tomorrow or maybe just some chatty ones. And then on Monday evening, I'll schedule in the normal weekly sprints again. So you'll definitely see me. That is perfectly timed. See you guys. Bye. Oh, I still need to press the end stream button. Bye.